You see me enjoying life now, but baby, you just don't know how.
Hey, this is your boy, Walt B. And before we go any further, I need you to click that like button and subscribe to this channel so that you can be notified when I post a video or when I'm live, so that you can get your drink all the way together. Okay? We need to be drinking together. We need to be talking together. We need to hang out. You need to get to know me, and I need to get to know you. Let's connect.
Ready for a brand new song about what is going on. Good things are happening to me. Good things are happening to me. Goodbye to my pain and my fear. Come on, the future is here. Good things are happening to me. 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 Good things are, stay right there. Good things are happening to me. Good things are happening to me. Good things are happening to me. Good things are happening to me.
How are y'all doing tonight? How are you doing? Again, I am Walter B. of the Waltbconnection. This is me, Walter Bernard. I'm here with another, I'm going to call it exciting video. Tonight we're talking about music and giving yourself permission to feel the music. Feel the beat and the rhythm of the night. Anyway, so I found myself, like, I'm moving and I forgot I hadn't been live in a minute. And I was like, wait, I've got to get live because this is something I committed to do. So I wanted to stop tonight in the midst of me moving, relocating. I wanted to stop tonight and just have this conversation about feeling the song. Many of you know I've been singing for years now, singing for Jesus a long time. I haven't got tired yet. That's a lie. That is a lie. Oh, we be singing some lies in church. Oh, because I sure them been tired of singing, tired of people. Hell, tired of that song. Shit. But yeah, I figured I would get on here. Many of you know I talk to a lot of young artists. And for whatever reason, they feel like I can offer them some knowledge. And one thing I've been coming up against is there's a lot of people with mad talent. They have amazing talent. When I tell you they can hit every run, sing in different octaves, crazy harmonies. Oh, I mean, these young singers are doing this thing now where they're kind of harmonizing with themselves. If you're not ready for it, it can really, really throw you off. Like, it could really, really like be like, it'll give you a wait a minute. No, that's not a moment. It'll really give you one of those if you're not ready for it. They're harmonizing with themselves. And then, you know, they're taking risks and they're doing a lot of different things with their music. And so sometimes they get up and they murk the house, and then I get my old ass up and I do what I do. And a lot of times they're like, how did you get this? How do you do that? Not that I'm just so great. I'm just comfortable in my skin. I'm just, you know, comfortable being who I am. And the one thing I constantly have to tell them is you have to connect with what you're doing. People can tell if you are disconnected. And if you are just one who can sing, but you're not one who can actually make people feel what it is you're singing about. I always tell people, you got to be able to tell the story. And so that goes beyond even just singing. Those of you that play instruments, like, sometimes there's no emotion. It's all technique. And even though you can evoke on some level, you can evoke a feeling with technique, it's always going to pale in comparison to someone who has actually given themselves to the message of the song. And this is where I'm getting off into opinion because some of you are going to totally disagree with me here. Aretha Franklin was an amazing vocalist. I mean, you talk about runs, you talk about range. You're going to be hard pressed to find someone who can do it on that level, on par with Aretha Franklin. But what separates her from someone like a Patti LaBelle? Patti LaBelle is going to not only just give you the range, and young Patti LaBelle had runs, but Patti LaBelle is going to get in that emotion behind that song. And she's going to kind of Fantasia that thing. That's why I really think that Fantasia, even though she don't have Patti LaBelle's range, she is definitely embodying that Patti LaBelle energy. Because if they're singing the song, they are so connected to the song till you can almost see them transforming into the message behind the music. And I think this is what separates a good singer from a great performer slash singer, because they're able to connect with the message of the song. And sometimes, when you don't necessarily understand or you can't identify the message, identify with the message behind the song, you still have to put on your acting hat, and connect with it that way. For example, you may sing a song that you identify with today. Oh baby, I'm going down, cause you ain't around, baby. My whole world. Right now, you in a place where you identify with that. Well, a year from now, you all in love and you flying high, fly me to the moon and let me sail. You really just in love, like with your person. But if it comes time to sing that song, you still may have to channel these emotions that you're feeling now. And a lot of times it's because we won't give ourselves permission to exist outside of this moment. It's kind of like even what you have to do when you're singing gospel, you know. Um, let's see. A lot of gospel songs require you to act and fake. Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, if you're singing a song, we're blessed in the city, we're blessed in the field, and you're not feeling blessed at that moment, you still have to act and fake as though you are blessed, and you have to be able to convey that message. Well, the same even applies when you're singing a love song or you're singing, about life's experience, because you're going to experience things outside of the religious community. By the way, if you're watching this show, go ahead and feel free to click that like button. Um, Hold on. Yeah, go ahead and feel free to click that like button and subscribe to this channel. Um, Sorry. If you have something you'd like to add to tonight's conversation, go ahead and feel free to click that link and come on. You can get, you got 15, you got 1 minute to let me know exactly what you have to say on this topic, or, get something off your chest or whatever. I don't know. But a lot of people are failing because they don't have the ability to connect with a song that they don't identify with, or that isn't necessarily where they are at this moment. I could remember, and I oftentimes talk about my journey in and out of the club, but I could remember early on when I was singing background for female artists, it would feel uncomfortable singing songs. Um, One of the first songs that I remember singing background for, I was Friend of Mine by uh I was gonna say R. Kelly Price. I wasn't singing background for her, although if she does need a tenor, I am available. Someone was singing a cover of Kelly Price's Friend of Mine, and I felt odd because I was singing she was a friend of mine, she left with my man, she lied, she cheated. And I felt odd back then. I was deep in the closet. Deep in the closet, all behind the shoes and behind the stuff you just tucked in there and hopefully only need once a year. I was back there with the Christmas decorations. That's where I was. But anyway, so I found myself in these positions where I was feeling uncomfortable because of the type of songs, and I had to allow myself for that moment of time to exist in that space and be able to sing that song that yield that message if we were going to have an amazing performance. I had to connect with the message of that song. Cynthia Arilos, I hope I'm saying her name right. She is the one that sings, I've been walking. I forgot what song that is. And I made that sound all extra Baptist. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going. She's an amazing vocalist, but outside of that song, I do love her emotions with Stand Up. Outside of that song, most of the time when she sings, there's no emotion. There's really no connectivity. Technical wise, amazing vocalist. Rarely flat, rarely hits a bad note. I mean, she sings down, but there's no emotion. But you can take someone who doesn't necessarily have the vocal chops that she has, but they're able to give you that emotion. They're able to give you that moment. They're able to create that, they're able to give you that. In my opinion, that is the only thing that Escape may be able to compare with SWV. Escape is really emotional. All them messy, emotional ladies over there. How you doing? Welcome tonight. Oh, I like your hair.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, I like. Ooh, I like it.
Hi.
Yes. I was saying that connecting with the song emotionally sometimes can make up for the gap in talent. For example, SWV, Escape does, in my opinion, they don't have the vocal chops that Coco has. They just
Right.
don't, in my opinion. But all those emotional women getting up there, what I need from you is understanding, extra emotional, connecting with the message of the song. They're able to really, really give a good performance that would be on par with SWV because they're connecting with the messages of their song.
Right.
And I was also talking about, giving yourself that permission to be vulnerable.
Right.
You know, so it's vulnerability is kind of difficult for me to talk about because I tell all my business. I really don't. I'm kind of an open book. Well, I don't want to say I tell all my business, but I definitely tell a good portion of it. I'm not really a private person in that facet because I believe if I don't tell it first, somebody else can come and
And
tell
they
it.
gonna tell it the wrong way.
They tell it the wrong way, and then they're able to weaponize your silence. I've had that happen to me before.
Right.
Where I remained silent and they spoke up first, and now I look like I'm lying because now I'm retaliating with the truth after
Right.
they done spoke up. So now I'm like, nah, let me just go on and put it out here. But anyway, being vulnerable can be a very challenging moment, especially like if it's something you haven't yet processed. I
Right.
remember I was I was entering into my divorce, right? Entering into the divorce. I hadn't filed the paperwork yet. My ex definitely made it clear she was over it. And so we were separated, but I got up to sing at an event. again, talking about connecting emotionally with the song, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I forgot exactly what song I was singing, but I was throwing out little catchphrases in my ad libs, like I should have listened to my mama. Girl, I was up on stage talking about you got a nigga calling on Jesus. I'm at the club talking about you got a nigga calling on Jesus.
Right.
Right? House going wild. House going wild, right?
Right.
Right? Because I done took this whole song over here and I done talked about it was so bad. I got on that stage and emoted so bad afterwards. The
Oh,
promoter that invited me called me and was like, "Are you good?" I tried to save it. I tried. They were like, "I heard something last night. Are you good?" And I
you
tried to
was
play it off.
all in your feelings.
Right.
You left them all on the stage. Oh my gosh.
when the protocol, I tried to play it off. I was like, "No, I don't need no. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." But honestly, that was actually one of my better performances because I was able to really, really connect with that song
Right.
in that moment, And I
Mm-hmm.
think sometimes it's giving yourself that permission to be vulnerable because it's not always about the runs and the rips. Of course, you want to be on key, and of
Right.
course, you want to give a good vocal performance. But sometimes you have to focus on the emotion behind what it is you're singing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, have you ever found it challenging to connect with a song?
Um, yeah, several times.
Okay. Okay.
Well, it's very challenging when you don't know the words to a song and you're
Right.
just trying to remember the words to the song.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be a good song, but if you don't quite remember the words, and you're not gonna quite connect with it until you got it. Just like
Right.
the other night, as many
Right.
times as I've heard Superwoman, I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
connecting with it because I've never sung it before. It was not
Right.
something that I would sing, and I sounded all right. I could have done better,
Mm-hmm.
but I just wasn't connected with it yet. Versus when I sing "I Can't Make You Love Me," I tear the hell out that damn song. I tear that
Yes.
song up
Mm-hmm.
because I know that song. I understand that song. I've been to the depth of that song, so
Right.
I
Right.
totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Absolutely. I like how you really kind of talked about like going through what the song is talking about. And sometimes, it's giving yourself that permission. Singers, give yourself that permission,
right,
to emote. Take the audience with you, you
right.
know, in that dark place. You're not going to leave them there. Don't worry. You're not going to leave them there.
Mhm.
Somebody going to get up after you and bring them, make them somebody that gets up after you, bring them. But you take them
Mhm.
where you're supposed to take them,
Right.
right? And
At that
y'all,
moment.
at that moment, take them where you are supposed to take them, and y'all have that experience together. The
Right.
one thing I enjoy singing with you is because of the way you emotionally connect with the song, and then you express it vocally. I love it.
Oh wow, thank you.
I love it.
But you do the same thing though.
I
So
try.
it makes it easy to sing with you because you do exactly the same thing and you do it your way.
Right.
Well, the way, okay? I'll be like, yes, all of that. All of it. Give us
it's
all of it.
it's in my opinion, it's important to sing it your own way because you experience whatever you went through your
Right.
own way. But again, so
Exactly.
I was even sharing with them like sometimes. So when I'm singing about heartbreak, a lot of times I have to go back to those emotions because I'm not there right now. I'm
Right.
not dealing with heartbreak right now. But I'm
Right.
always going to be able to kill it when I sing about that because my heart has been broken before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's giving yourself that permission to go back and tap into those emotions so you
Mm-hmm.
can then have this moment and have this conversation right
Mm-hmm.
now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then sometimes, you know, even like I was sharing with them earlier, even like in church, you
Mm-hmm.
know, sometimes when we're singing blessed, blessed, you don't feel blessed right now. Everybody say blessed. You don't feel
Mm-hmm.
blessed right now. Shoot. I remember
Right.
singing blessed while I was dealing with an eviction. You feel me?
Right.
I was
Right.
singing, I was, girl,
I
let me,
already know.
I just had a moment because I realized something. They were inviting me to all of these churches to sing this song "Blessed" by Fred Hammond because I got a remix of it off of Sunday's Best and I was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally doing all of this singing of "Blessed" while I was living in my car,
Right. Right.
right,
Wow.
going around blessed, and the people would be shouting. My only person that knew I was living in my car at the time was my best friend Sequoia and my
Mm-hmm.
other friend Sam. They knew I
Mm-hmm.
was, you know, living in my car. And
Mm-hmm.
so no one knew that we was up tearing the church up. I mean,
Right.
tearing it down, living in my car, like
Right.
literally. Some people look
Right.
at that and was like, "Oh, that's faith. That's faith." No, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know how it was gonna turn out. In
Right.
that moment,
That's
I
the
was
real
like,
talk.
God, if this car break down, I'm gonna be one of these homeless people out here smelling like pee. You know,
Mm-hmm.
no judgment against nobody, but you know, I wasn't sure how it was all going to turn out. You know,
Right.
so it wasn't a statement of faith. I wasn't up there in faith. I was really just doing what I needed to do: A, to get paid, and then B, to keep my mind off of what I was going through. That's where I
Right.
was with it. But I was able to connect with it. I had to act, you know. I'm telling
Mm-hmm.
people, claim it even though you don't see it. And they think, and I'm sitting here like, no, I really don't see it, y'all.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really don't see it. Can anybody help me? I really don't see it. By the
Right.
way, if you're
I'm really
watching
speaking
this,
to myself. Y'all just don't know.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Spot on. Spot on. But you know, so you do that in church.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Same thing you're gonna have to do, you know, uh, shit, I've never graduated college to date, you know, but I've sang at a few college graduations.
Right.
I'm gonna give y'all this experience that I hope to have one day. Should, should I remain vigilant and on the wall? But I'm saying, hey Tara, how you doing? You can click that link and join us on screen if you have
Hey,
something you want to
Miss
add.
Tara.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, so I think that knowing the words. So that's a part of the prep. Each show we talk about the preparation. Preparation is knowing the words. And a lot of times I'm asked how I ad lib. How do you come up with all those ad libs? I was born and raised in the church, and when you're born and raised in the church, they teach you how to ad lib.
Yeah, you figured that out real quick.
Right. Because they're gonna toss somebody is gonna toss you a mic on a song you ain't never heard before on the back end. And you better be
Right.
able, you can't get stuck saying, woo, yeah,
Right.
oh yeah, yeah. You're gonna learn scripture, you're gonna learn the message behind the song, you're gonna learn and be
Right.
able to connect with it. However, but the same goes for singing love music, you
Right.
know. And sometimes you can't ad lib because you won't allow yourself to be vulnerable, or you
Mm.
feel like you've had such an odd experience that if you really express your emotions, nobody will be able to identify with you. But I guarantee you, if you just give yourself permission to go there, somebody is going to identify with what you're talking about and how you're talking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching this video and you like anything you have heard so far, please click that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This tonight's show, we're talking about all things music. This is Respect the Melody, where we talk about all things music. Tonight, we're talking about giving yourself permission to experience the song. One of the reasons why, Angie, one of the main reasons why I get a lot of, oh, here, let me put the link real quick down there again. One of the main reasons I catch a lot of flack from religious people is because I embrace my whole human experience. Okay.
As you should.
Okay.
As
So,
we all should.
right. I embrace my whole human experience. So I just put it in the comment section, Tara. I can come sing something about the name Jesus. Because in this moment, that's who I worship. In this moment, that's what I'm feeling. But then I can also 10 minutes later, it used to be the next night, but 10 minutes after I get through singing something about the name Jesus, you can absolutely catch me on stage singing what's a good song we be singing? 10 minutes later,
What you won't do for love.
Bet you wondering where I've been, search to find a love within. You can catch me singing those, and I'm able to do both well because I've given myself permission to embrace my full human experience. One of the most amazing things that I experienced here recently was when we were singing our face off at that club, and Andre, who was not on here, came up behind us and started prophesying. While people had drinks, I think, didn't we just finish drinking?
Yes. We had just got finished drinking, doing the toast. We did a toast.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. If you're on my personal, oh my God, yeah, if you're on my personal page, which is Walter B, you can't click the link there. You have to be on my Waltbconnection page on Facebook or my YouTube channel in order to get the link to join. I'm sorry, Tara. But
your allergies bothering you?
Yeah, sound like it. You can hear?
No, I see you keep rubbing your nose.
Yeah, and I don't do none of that booger, the sugar booger. I don't do none of that.
I never said you did. I just noticed you keep doing that. I'm like, oh my gosh, his allergies is acting up. I just need you to blow your nose or something.
Well, because the weather keeps 5 minutes is hot, next minute is cold, 2 minutes later it's warm, next minute we can be at the beach. I'm like, God damn. But that's California. That's California.
Right.
That is California.
All day long.
Yeah, it's giving yourself the permission to live your human experience. And I had to learn for myself, I had to take that power back from religious leaders. People that know me know one major part of my personality is I like to joke. I like to laugh.
Right.
I like to just have fun, right?
Exactly. As you should, though. That's what life is about. Life is about
absolutely
enjoying yourself. Why do you have to be a stick in the mud all the time? Why do you have to be serious all the time? You can't be. Otherwise, you're not going to live.
I agree. I totally agree. In me embracing the totality of who I am, the completion of who I am, I constantly find myself running into people that want to control me, not tame. To be tamed means we know you can't do this right now because this is not profitable for the moment we're in. Control is you stay out from over there. You can't never do this. You can't never do, like, I'm gonna box you all the way in. And I always run into people who want to box me in and they get frustrated with me because I can be all of that and all of this at the same time because I am human, right? I am made in the image of God. Christ, was he not all God and all human? I'm not saying I am all God. That's not what I'm saying. But I can tell you that I am definitely all secular and all saved. All right.
Right. Right. Because we are human.
Absolutely. They need to worry about themselves.
That's right.
I am constantly approached with, you can't sing about this and do this. You can't do and do that. You can't. And so, the last person that told me, I had to remind him, you invited me here.
Right.
I didn't call you and say, excuse me, can I come to your no. You called me and asked me to come here. I was at home in my bed fine. Right. Right. And it's not like I'm out in public acting unseemly. I mean, you've been with me. It's not, but for some reason, people have a problem when you really embrace your humanity. I am human. I love God, but I also like sex.
Right. And who don't like sex? Shit, you don't.
Right.
I mean, it was created for us to have.
Right. Right.
But you know what bothers me? Mm-hmm. People try to put God in a box.
Agreed.
You cannot put God in a box. Jesus did not sit with those that that were saved. He sat with those that were sinners. So I'm like this. If we're saved, we're supposed to sit amongst everyone. We're supposed to communicate with everyone. We're supposed to give love to everyone. Period. Now, unless the Lord say different. Now, he will give you some discernment to say, don't go fooling with that person. Don't talk to this one. Leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? You got to be wise about what you're doing. So there's nothing wrong with using whatever gift he gave you. There's nothing wrong with using that. You use it inside the four walls and outside the four walls, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be just singing. It could be writing, whatever it is. You use it within the four walls and outside of the four walls. That could be your money maker.
Absolutely.
So you can't put limits on what God can do. And that's what was wrong with the church. They have a real bad problem about putting limits on God. You can't do that.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Tara. Thank God I know Jesus for myself. I had to bluntly tell people here recently, you do know I know if I was wrong, all I have to do is ask for forgiveness. That's it, right?
Right.
You're not talking to someone who ain't read it. Like, I've actually read it. So,
studied it, okay?
Right. Yeah. Some of them I'll be like, bitch, I taught you. But anyway,
right.
But as a creative, you're going to need to be able to embrace the totality of who you are in order to create things that are going to have maximum impact.
Right.
I think of the song I'm thinking of is "A Change Gonna Come" by Sam Cooke. Have you heard the story of how he was searching for his next hit? I no longer go out of my way to hide my tattoos at church. Absolutely, I wouldn't either.
You shouldn't. For what?
You gotta be happy I'm big. Otherwise, I'll be.
Well, just as long as you ain't got no tattoos or no D's or nothing, you might want to cover that up.
Right, but see,
that's a little much.
When you embrace your humanity, people act like you lose all of your common sense. Right. So when people hear me talking on the show, they act like I don't know how to talk. I know how to talk when I'm in front of people. Right? I know how to act. And I have had the mic several times. I have never slipped and cussed in a mic. I don't care.
I do. No, I don't care. I'm sorry.
In church, I have never slipped and cussed in a mic in church. Now,
not in church. I ain't gonna do that in church. I'm gonna be like,
I don't care if I wanted to,
Sorry.
I still didn't because I know that that's not what we do in church, right? When I'm hired to do a show and there's no cussing, I might joke like I'm getting ready to cuss, but because that's how you get the audience most of the time.
Right.
But I'm not gonna cuss, and I'm not supposed to cuss. But when I'm there are no rules, or if I'm not here, if I'm not hired to be here,
right,
I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say, right?
Exactly, as you should.
Right. And I feel like as a creative person, you've got to give yourself the freedom and the ability to tap into the totality of who you are in order to put stuff out that's going to have an impact. Sam Cooke's song, A Change Is Gonna Come, he was searching for his hit. And before he wrote Change Is Gonna Come or sang Change Is Gonna Come, he was touring singing that one song, The Answer, My Friend, is Blowing in the Wind. If you catch him, he murks that song. If you catch him singing it, Sam Cooke sings the fuck out that song, Blowing in the Wind. Go to YouTube and watch it. You'll thank me later. But
I've never heard it.
When he wrote Change Is Gonna Come, he played it for one of his relatives. And he had tapped into something so deep within him that he was going through and dealing with. His relative told him, he said, this song is very impactful, but he said, this song sounds like death. Okay. Now I'm not telling you I'm not saying when you create deep shit, you're gonna die. I'm just saying.
Well, clearly his family member was operating prophetically.
Picked up on something, right. But my point is, when you give yourself the permission to dig deep into how you're feeling in this moment, you can really create something that will impact others, right? Have that desired impact on others. And sometimes as a cover singer, sometimes as a songwriter, as a poet, you brought up poetry. Hell, some of us write novels. As a creative person, you got to dig into those emotions to really put something out that's really going to change the thoughts and perceptions of people. Or because if you're like me, I'm getting to a place where I'm tired of trying to change people's mind, and I'm ready to just connect with people who have like minds like myself and encourage them to just be comfortable in their life. You know, I'm constantly asked, can you come talk and we want you to share with us how you became comfortable with your sexuality. I'm over those conversations because they're always trying to convert me back. Because in their mind, saved is straight. And I'm like, we done did that already. And we're not gonna do that again. Right. And so I'm over here like, I know how to act in shared space, but I'm over here like, I want to help the next generation just become comfortable accepting themselves, right?
Just being able to be. You have to just be able to be. Nobody it's like these older generations, they don't allow people to just be. You know what I'm saying? It's always there's always a what is the word that I'm looking for? It's like you have to be somebody else. It's a certain kind of look you have to have.
A facade,
yeah. They want you to live this facade. That's not true. That's not real. That's not you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is their own individual. They live how they live, and it's either you accept this person for who they are or you don't. You know, but everybody has to be. They need to be allowed to be. Whoever they are, they have to be allowed to be. Let them live and live in peace. You know, you living in peace, whether you lying about it or not.
Right.
Well, no, I guess you ain't living in peace. No, you're not. No, you're not. You make it look like it though. But you're not living in peace. That's the real truth.
So. I constantly, and I agree with that. Once again, Tara, and I just keep putting her comments up there. But
What did she say? Because I didn't see it. I'm
she said
sorry.
discomfort is what seeds mental health challenges. And I think,
Right.
especially when you
Right.
are purposely put into these uncomfortable positions and you are told that that is the will of God. So it's making the gay guy marry that woman and then telling him that's the will of God. And then telling her, when she starts realizing things ain't what they supposed to be. How we get here on this topic? I kind of pulled us here, didn't I?
It's okay though. Maybe we
but
needed to go there. It's okay.
but
That's the truth though.
it's so now you're telling her when she starts to think like, wait a minute, he's not loving me like he loves me, but he's not loving me the way straight men love women. When she starts
Right.
picking up on that, you start telling her to silence that, or hush that up, or that ain't the God, that ain't God, that's not this, and then you start telling him, you get in there, and it just breeds for a bad situation
Right.
all the way around. Whereas if we could all just tell the truth,
Right.
right? I'm not
Right.
telling I'm not telling nobody to become a hoe. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm saying tell the truth about what you're doing and just be
Right.
honest and upfront.
Exactly.
If you like both, say you like both. You
Well,
feel me?
you have to be honest. I mean, long as you honest, people pick and choose what they want to do. They'll say,
Oh yeah.
"Hey, hey, I'm with it,"
Right.
or "No, I'm not with it." You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And if they're not with it, you just gonna have to accept that. You know what I'm saying? But
Absolutely.
most people nowadays, they with a whole lot. You'll be surprised about how much stuff other people will accept. So, your best bet is just to
Right.
tell the truth. Give them that option.
Absolutely.
So you'll just do away with all the frustration and problems of what could happen. Just be
Right.
honest
Absolutely.
from the
And
get go.
absolutely. And when you give yourself permission, I think so. It's not all about your art and your creativity. And I have to say this because we're not telling people to live irresponsibly. We're not saying that, but I am encouraging people to boldly, unapologetically live in your truth.
Truth,
Who are you?
right,
Right? For real, who are you? And then just walk in that mug. So
right,
yeah, right. Just walk in that mug. And so that's more so where my focus is now. Okay, you've accepted your truth. Cause see, I heard somebody else say this, and I'm gonna take this from them. In most cases, I'm too gay to be straight. I'm too straight to be gay. And cause you've been around me. Like I'm not this flamboyant, flaming, like,
not
hi,
at all.
oh my goodness.
No.
Like, that's not me. But
Mm-mm.
I'm not over here like, oh, Shorty got a big old ass. Like, that's not me. I will look now. I will look at anybody naked. Feel free to send me nudes. But but right, I'm too Christian to be hood, but I'm too hood to be Christian. So like I a lot of times I'm just like right here. So when I meet people who are on that level with me, and it don't mean that everybody that I connect with is gay. I'm just saying when they find themselves in an awkward position where they can't fit in,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can connect with them. And these are the people I just try to get them strong enough where they could just stand in there. I don't need your approval. I don't need your
Right,
validation. Validation's just for
right,
cars. You can go park your mugs at the hotel. But that's not something I need. All I
right,
need is for people who love me to be around me. I need love. I need to be able to give love. And I need to be able to
right.
fulfill my purpose in life.
That's it. That's it. I love me. I'm in love with me. Just
Right.
me. Saying, hey, exactly. Exactly.
Absolutely.
That is so right.
Absolutely. I sent I sent one of my songs to one of my ex boos. I won't call their name because they don't deserve it. But I sent one of my songs to them. This particular person, I used to mess with them back in like right after high school. And then once they heard I got a divorce, we hooked up again. All right. But it was not the will of God, so we cut it short. And we just, so we're friends. I sent them a song here recently that I recorded.
Which
And,
one?
Bullshit. The song Bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was like, "You are really singing now." Now I didn't know if he was really just trying to get some or whatever, because I mean, but anyway, that's a whole nother. So he was like, "You're really singing now."
When have you ever not been singing?
Right. So he was like, "You are really, really singing your face off, and whoop, 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 and whoop, 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 whoop." And so he was like, "Ever since you just really just, stopped caring, you really just started singing." And I said, to myself, I was like, it's because I've now accepted myself and I've given myself permission to just express all of who I am.
Right.
Tara said, "I had no idea." Really, Tara?
Right.
You be there when I get some alcohol in my system. Sometimes when I get a little alcohol in my it's a news to me, because absolutely. So I like that. I do, I like people that are just down with a person's spirit. You feel me? You just spirit. I try to be a good person. Absolutely. Right. I started loving me.
Exactly.
Right. And you can see that and feel that in the art. So I have had some worship experiences since. And I remember the first time I stood to lead worship after I came out. And I mean, we had church. And I remember praying afterwards, like, "Oh my God, what does this mean?" I was in this space with God, like, what does this mean? Because the anointing was there. And it was crazy because it was almost like the Holy Spirit let me know, like, you've always been who you are and I used you. You were the one. You were the one lying to yourself. I always knew. So, and I've had several moments where it was like, if God doesn't care, then neither do I.
Right. I mean, he put the anointing on you, so it's there. It ain't going nowhere.
Right. Absolutely. All right. So, Angie, do you have anything good, anything coming up here in the near future for us to support?
Yeah, but I don't have dates yet.
Okay. We like ambiguity. Did you start your t-shirts yet?
I have a few things. No, I haven't. I gotta get with our boy, the drummer. I gotta get with him. And I haven't done that yet because I'm waiting on my daughter to help me with something on the computer because I'm not computer savvy. Once she shows me how to do it, I'll know how to do it myself. So once she like I said, once she gets that, then I'll start with the shirts and everything. And then really my focus though is this. Should I say it? I'm not gonna say it yet.
Okay, because we like exclusives. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it yet. Okay. But this is gonna be lovely. You know what it is, but I ain't gonna tell the world yet.
Okay.
Just gonna have to wait and see. Just gonna have to wait and see, y'all. Sorry.
All right. Well,
not sorry.
You can catch. I can't go this coming week, but the week after you can catch me at Raquel's. I try to do karaoke every other Tuesday or at least once a month.
Right.
I love karaoke, and it's always lit at Raquel's. That's Raquel's in Rialto. While I'm here, support Black-owned businesses.
Please do.
But Angie, can I say this? We gotta stop being so hard on Black-owned businesses. I went to Denny's the other day. Denny's was out of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Denny's was out of eggs, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We sat down, we ordered around the eggs. You know, of course, people have their little attitude, but not one person said, "I ain't never coming back here no more." Y'all need
Mm-hmm.
this. What kind of business is this? What kind of establishment is this? We didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Not one person went live on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. None of them, and started down in Denny's because they out of eggs and none of that. We will go to a Black-owned establishment, and if they're out of something, we dog the shit out of them. You
Yeah.
hear me? Because a lot of times, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, um, quiet as it's kept, a lot of businesses, a lot of restaurants are running out of shit because it
Mm-hmm.
costs too much.
Right.
Everything costs too much. I
Right.
can't believe, KFC to ran out of chicken. They running out of
Mm-hmm.
chicken and stuff. All these different places. I'm like, wait, what? These is white establishments. When y'all start doing that?
Come on.
It's too high. It's too high for them. They're gonna be closing down in a minute.
Right. And if I could just be, I used to manage a pot pie, so I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know restaurants run out of stuff. Now, we didn't run out at my particular store because we were a high volume store. And
Mm-hmm.
so whenever we would run low, we had enough petty cash to go over to the store and purchase some
Right.
chicken and cut them up and season it up. But not every store has that, option. I'm saying that
Right.
because we got to get back to supporting one another and allowing our dollar to circulate within our community.
Right.
Um,
Right.
sure, we need to have a standard of excellence. But if you know this is not their use, if they're not always out, stop being an asshole and support that Black business.
Exactly.
Speaking of the
Exactly.
quick, before you left, did you get some tacos from the taco lady on Tuesday?
I didn't. I just hurried up and left because I had to get up and go to work the next morning.
Well, them
Too
tacos
early.
blessed my soul, and if they there next time, they're gonna bless it again. I'm telling you, girl. Them tacos was
That
good.
was good. You was over there smacking on them tacos
Yeah,
too.
I'm gonna tell you how you knew they was good because I hadn't eaten since lunch that day. So I
Mm-hmm.
hadn't eaten since about 1 o'clock that day, and
Uh-huh.
normally I try to share, but I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I'll be damned if this. She seasoned her meat. See, a lot of people don't. When they put their meat in tacos, they don't season the meat, but she seasoned
Mm-hmm.
the meat.
Mm.
So I said, you know what?
Okay.
I'm down. She did, I think they're called the best tacos in the world. I don't know the exact name of them, but she
Uh-huh.
deserved that. Yeah, she deserved
Was
that.
she black?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I didn't know
yeah.
that.
So, I, so that if she there next time, you got to get at least one taco.
I'm gonna go get me a taco. Yeah.
It's gonna bless your life. It's gonna bless your life.
Oh, and guess what
Mhm.
I did today?
Tell you what I did last night. What you did?
Hey, I came home say about 2:45. I'm just playing. But so I made your soup today. You and Andre. I made one of the soups. I'm gonna have to make the other one tomorrow. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go get some bowls so I can, box them up for y'all and give them to you. You want yours
Absolutely.
tomorrow or you want yours next week?
Tomorrow's fine. Yeah, because
He
we
said,
gotta eat before next week. Yes. We got to eat before next week.
I put them in the freezer.
Right,
So
right, right.
yeah,
Right.
but yeah, so I did that for you
Awesome.
finally after 2 months.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. We had an amazing conversation tonight. Don't forget to click that like button. If you're watching the replay, you hear something, jump down in the comment section. I will definitely respond. If Angie sees it, she will respond. Somebody gonna respond to you. We're gonna have us a conversation.
Yes,
Catch
we
us
will.
back here. Catch me back here next Thursday. We're going to be diving deeper into the spirituality behind music. Okay, this is the realm I want to go, the area I want to go into. Don't worry, we'll get back to some of the more technical things about music here in a minute. Keeping your throat in good singing shape. breathing techniques. We'll get into all of that. But right now, we just want to talk about what's going on behind the music. Okay?
Right.
Don't forget, you can always support this show by Cash Apping $WaltBConnection. That's Cash App $WaltBConnection. You can support this show. Until next time, much love. Stay black. What is it? Love, peace, and hair grease.
Love, peace, and hair grease. or our other one, miracles and blessings.
Miracles and blessings. Stay blessed and highly flavored.
All right, y'all.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.